the problem with the radio was twofold. It had no transmit and no receive. Transmit was quite easy to fix. Basically it was the coil that I'll show you in the diagram now, as circled. This was broken, it had gone open circuit, so I managed to source a scrap one and put the coil in. Then I was able to adjust the VCO voltage, get that spot on, and then adjust up the power, and I got a span of 4 watts across all 40 channels. And it was quite an even spread. I then moved on to the receive, and yeah, that took some time. Although this video is quite short, we're talking several months here, and I really didn't spot what was causing the problem. It's been staring me in the face all along, but as you'll see, it's so subtle and it's not something you will ever think could cause this problem. But it's handy to know, and it's handy to publish out my findings. So, enjoy the video and let's try and get the receive working. Still working on the jaws, still trying to trace why I got no receive. I've been looking at the RF amp Q101. And I thought, well, I'm going to start from basics, follow up from the antenna where the signal comes in, and then follow it through the receive chain here. And what I did is I got to this first transistor, and I've got 12 volts on the collector, I've got 1 volt on the base, and I've got 0.3 volts on the emitter when I should have I should have 1.51 volts and I've got 0.3. Should have 2.84 volts and I've got 1, but I've got 12 on here. So there's something with the base to the emitter. Well, I looked down here and I noticed that the coming off of the base was C104, which then goes along to here, connects to coil L102, which then comes out and goes across a 47K, and then goes back up to the emitter. So I thought, well, I'll try C104, which is a 1 picofarad electrolytic capacitor. And if we move over to the bench, hang on, I'm not sure I'm going to do this. Right, let me get the component. There's the component laying down there. I've desoldered it. It's got 1P written on it. And we'll put it in the tester and I'll show you what it does. So there's the component on the extension wires into the tester. So let's give this a test. See what we get. Unknown or damaged part. So that is definitely a fault. So that's good. We've discovered something. So we will get on to internet, order some 1 picofarad capacitors, and we'll see what we get. Well, I replaced that 1 picofarad resistor and it didn't make any difference at all. So I'm going to try something a bit different now. I've got a sweep function generator, and I can inject a 455 kilohertz tone signal into the radio just the other side of the 455 kilohertz module. So I'm going to see if I inject that in whether it continues forward in the radio and shows up on the display. If it does, then it means the fault is pre the 455 kilohertz thing. So all you do to do that is you connect onto this resistor here, which is the resistor here, R109, coming out the 455 kilohertz IF amp. Okay, so that's on. So let's turn the radio on, see what we get. So that's working fine. As you can see, I've got 30 plus of receive, and you can hear it. Disconnect it off, gone. So the fault is pre the 455 kilohertz, so that's brilliant. So here is R109 where we injected the signal, so that means that from this point back, that's where the fault is, in there somewhere. So the first thing I'm going to do and look and see if there's any electrolytic capacitors. If there is, we'll look at those first. Well, looking along here, along this line running along here, there's a 33 microfarad 16 volt there, a 33 microfarad 16 volt that goes up there, and they're all pre, so we're going to change those first. So I'm back on the jaws. I've got my new LED lighting up, but that's another story. So the a diode that was fitted wrongly on here. I had readings of 0 round all of it. And what I noticed was the leg actually spanned 2 components, and I'll show you that in a picture. So I had the centre pin of the 3 pins also connected to the CAN screen. So I've quickly just snipped that, resoldered it back on, because normally a diode spans across 2 positions, not 3. Sort of 2 one side, 1 the other, and I think that's a bit suspect. So what we're going to do now, I'll show you the readings up on the screen that I was getting before, where I had 0 all the way round. So there was no power getting to this CAN at all. And now, if we probe, let's see what we get after doing the mod. It's always difficult to rig things up so you can see. Right. So we've got 0 on that one, 0 on that one still. So it doesn't look like it's made a lot of difference. Oh, 11.87, where previously that was 0.01. The one where the end of the diode is now is 11.56. And the one at the top of the diode, which was 0, 11.6. So there was a short across that CAN. I've now opened it up. So let me set up my signal generator. Oh, please God, let the signal come through. Right, so I flip the radio over. Let's have a fiddle and see if we can get this thing tuned in. So we'll start on the receive one. We got diddly squat on the receive meter at the moment. So let's see if we can get anything out of it. No, this one's right at the bottom. Ooh. You hear that? We've got some noise. Okay, let's do the next one. Oh, it's getting louder. Oh, look at this, look. Watch this meter when I do this. Ready? We've got receive. We have actually got receive. So we've got 1 bar there. Three bars. There's a 4th one. Can't get the 5th one on though. That's... Oh, hang on, there's another one down here. Might have to do this on the scope, you know. Unless, of course, the S-meter thing's not working. Was it this one? No, it's not that one. That one? Not that one. I haven't got any more pots, have I? Well, do you know what? I don't really care. We have received, that's the first time ever that's done that, and all it was a shorted diode. Brilliant.